Ever feel like your peace of mind is on a long, invisible leash? You wake up and before you even open your eyes, your brain searches for this person. You check your phone again and again, hoping for a name that now brings more stress than joy. It's like you're carrying a heavy anchor, but at the same time, holding the rope. Your energy is leaking out of you, and you're starting to feel like a shell of yourself. You know you need to let go, but the how feels impossible and almost terrifying. You worry that detaching means you're mean, or that you never cared at all. But let's get one thing straight right now. Detaching isn't about hating anyone. It's about loving yourself enough to stop the bleeding of your own heart, the pain you feel for relating with them. It's about realizing that you can't heal in the same environment that makes you sick. If you're tired of being a background character in your own life, stick with me, because emotional detachment is a skill, not something you're just born with. It's a series of small, quiet choices that lead you back to your own center. You might feel like you're losing them, but you're actually finding you again. This isn't an overnight fix, not promising that, but it is the most honest work you'll ever do. Yeah, most honest. Most people will scroll past this because they aren't ready to face the silence, but you're still here, which means your soul is finally craving some room to breathe. Let's look at how we take that leash off and finally walk away for real. It starts with a shift in your perspective that changes everything you see. Get ready because we're about to turn the volume down on the noise. To move forward, you have to understand why your brain is being so stubborn. Every time they text or you see their face, your brain gets a hit of dopamine. It doesn't matter if the interaction was bad, your brain is just addicted to the hit. You're essentially going through a withdrawal, and that's why it hurts so much. You keep replaying a movie trailer of the good times, ignoring the actual film. The actual film was full of red flags, cold shoulders, and long, lonely nights. But your brain is a master at editing out the pain to keep the addiction alive. Emotionally intelligent people realize that their memories are currently lying to them. They understand that the person they are missing is actually a ghost from the past. The person standing in front of you today isn't that person anymore. When you accept the reality of who they are now, the grip starts to loosen. You stop mourning the potential and start looking at the actual evidence. It's a simple math problem. Does this person add more peace or more chaos? If the answer is chaos, then your brain is just trying to survive a storm. You aren't weak for wanting them. You're just human and biologically wired for it. But you are strong enough to recognize that a craving isn't a life sentence. You can feel the urge to reach out and still choose to keep your hands still. This is the part where you stop being a passenger to your own chemistry. You are the pilot, even if the flight is currently hitting some major turbulence. Let's look at the first physical step to breaking that chemical loop for good. The first big step is what I call shifting the spotlight back to you. Right now, your mental spotlight is focused 100% on them, what they're doing and thinking. You're a detective in a case where there's no prize for finding the truth. To detach, you have to intentionally move that light back onto your own life. When you catch yourself wondering about them, stop and ask, what do I need right now? Maybe you need a glass of water, a walk, or to finally finish that book. It sounds simple, but you've been ignoring your own needs for a very long time. You have to become a fly on the wall of your own thoughts and feelings. Notice the itch to check their social media, but don't actually scratch it. Observe the feeling of loneliness like it's a passing cloud, not a permanent sky. Detachment isn't building a cold stone wall, it's just letting go of the rope. When you let go of the rope, the other person might fall, and that's okay. You aren't responsible for their gravity. You're only responsible for your own balance. Imagine how much energy you'll have when you stop trying to manage their moods. Imagine the space in your head when you're not guessing what their vague post means. This is where you reclaim your main character energy after a long hiatus. You've been a supporting actor in someone else's drama for way too long now. The spotlight belongs on your growth, your joy, and your very bright future. Every time you pull your thoughts back to yourself, you're winning the battle. It gets easier with practice, I promise. You just have to start the shift. Now we have to talk about the digital cleanup. And yes, it's going to sting. You cannot heal if you are constantly picking at the scab on your phone. Mute them, unfollow them, or block them, not out of anger, but for your sanity. Every accidental look at their story is a reset button on your healing process. You're essentially poking a wound and wondering why it's still bleeding so much. Create physical distance to give your mental distance a fighting chance to work. If you have to see them, keep the conversations gray rock, boring, short, and flat. Give them nothing to react to and give yourself nothing to obsess over later. When the urge to text them hits, text your notes app or a trusted friend instead. Get all those words out of your system without actually sending them to the void. You'll realize that the need to say it was just a need to be heard by someone. That someone needs to be you, because you're the only one who can truly listen. It's going to feel wrong at first, like you're forgetting something very important. That's just the habit of them trying to survive in your daily routine. Replace the checking them habit with a checking in on me habit instead. Spend that time doing things that make you feel like a person again, not a fan. The less data you have on them, the less there is for your brain to process. Silence is your best friend right now, even if it feels a little lonely at first. In the silence, you'll finally start to hear your own voice again for the first time, and that voice has some pretty amazing things to say if you'll just let it speak. One day you'll wake up and realize you haven't thought about them for hours. Then it will be days, then weeks, and then they'll just be a story you tell. You'll realize that the heaven you thought they provided was actually inside you. They were just a mirror you were using to see your own capacity for love. Now you can take that love and pour it into someone who actually deserves it. But more importantly, you can pour it into yourself and stay perfectly whole. Detachment is the ultimate form of self-respect in a world that wants you desperate. It's the realization that your happiness isn't a hostage held by another person. You are the one with the keys, the map, and the power to drive away whenever. This isn't about being cold. It's about being clear on what you truly deserve. You aren't broken or defective for taking a long time to let go of this. You're just a deep-feeling human who learned a very valuable lesson the hard way. The heavy weight you've been carrying, you're allowed to put it down right now. You've spent long enough being a secondary character in your own life story. If this resonated with you, it's because your soul is tired of the heavy lifting. Share this with that one friend who's currently holding the rope too tight. We're all just trying to figure out how to be okay in a world that's constantly shifting. You are more than your attachments, and your peace is worth every bit of the effort. Tomorrow is a brand new scene, and for once, you get to write the whole dialogue. Let's make it a good one, because you finally have the floor to yourself again.